If you were going to eat the entire pot of ice cream, well, let's face it, we've all done it, I've done it, and I feel ashamed of myself afterwards. It is 360 calories. 360 calories. It's going to be a crime. You want to be able to eat whatever the hell you want to eat and still put on muscle and still be on the best shape of your life. That is never going to happen to a certain point. But the amazing thing in 2021 is that there is technologies and there are people out there who are aiming to bring you nice, tasty, delicious foods that kind of taste exactly like the things that you do want, but are half the calories or have no calories or do all these things. So I'm just going to give you a bunch now that you absolutely have to incorporate into your diet, because not only will it make it more sustainable, it's going to make you feel all warm and fuzzy down in your tum-tum. Because your tum-tum that controls all of this is like, give me cheese, give me pizza, give me burgers. You have to be like, shut up, tum-tum. Well, now you and it can be best of friends. Number 10 is protein cheese. Now, there are a bunch of protein cheeses you can get, but this by far as I'm concerned, is the best one. It's called Eat Lean Cheese. The clue is in the name. And of course, it just has a bunch of stuff on it saying half the calories of cheddar, low fat, high protein, lactose free. And you're like, what a pile of baloney. But it's true. Get this. Per 100 grams of this kind of cheese that I'm holding is 169 calories, fat 3 grams. 3 grams of fat. Carbohydrates basically doesn't exist, and protein is 37 grams. So when it says protein cheese, it's not like a lot of these, slam it down, it's not like a lot of these protein substitutes that go,
oh, I'm a protein bar.
And you look at it and goes, well, we've got 12 grams of protein, but we also have 73 grams of carbs. Now look, does it taste as cheesy as real cheese? No, it doesn't. But in terms of a substitute, in terms of something you could use pretty much all day, because you're just going to increase your protein content, is it damn good? You bet your ass. The first time I had it, I had an epiphany where I was like, well, now I'm just going to eat protein cheese for the rest of my life and real cheese be damned. Then I had a pizza and I was like, well, that's not going to happen. But that's the point. The real pizza, the real cheese, whatever you want to call it, that can be your treat. That can be your treat. That can be something you wait for. But if you struggle to get through a day-to-day diet because you haven't made it sustainable yet, this stuff right here is going to change your life. And I mean it. Change your life. Some people go to space, some people cure a disease. You are going to buy protein cheese, and that will be it for you. Number 9 are condiments, or in this case, tomato ketchup, no added sugar and salt. And here it is. Now look, you don't have to get this one. This is just Heinz. They're smashing it all across the world, I assume. I don't know. I've never researched Heinz. I have more important things to do with my time. But you know there's the Walden Farms, and you know there's no calorie syrup and all of this, right? There's a bunch of them. But the reason I want to highlight this is because everybody is looking for tomato sauce, tomato ketchup, so you can put it on everything. You can put it on your chicken, you can put it on your eggs. I mean, don't put it on like dessert type things. That would be really, really weird. But seriously, to me, I can't taste the difference between this and the tomato ketchup that is loaded with sugar and salt. I genuinely mean that. This isn't an advertisement or anything like that. If it was, what a crappy job I'm doing. But again, we go to the calories. Per serving will do 15 grams. Because you'll be surprised how much 15 grams of tomato ketchup is. Calories, 6.6 calories. So you're probably going to burn more calories off eating the damn stuff than you are taking it in. No fat, 0.8 grams of carbohydrates. Don't have to worry about it. 0.2 grams of protein, but you don't have to worry about that. So I don't even know what it is. I don't even know how it exists. I don't know how you can even touch it. It should just be air, oxygen. It should just evaporate into dust. But it's really, really good. It's really, really nice. Again, after a while, you won't even be able to tell the difference. And think of the calories that you are saving. The answer is a lot of damn calories. Number 8 is 0% Greek yogurt, or you can get skyr, which is Icelandic style yogurt. I go for skyr, but you can get that Fage stuff, or you can get whatever your local supermarket, grocery store's brand is. It is all good, right? And the reason this stuff is so great is that not only does it mix in with everything, honestly, any dessert type stuff you're making that's healthy, you can throw Greek yogurt in there as a substitute and it will work. It also means that if you do want something like a yogurt, you're basically getting a protein treat. I know a Rolo yogurt's really good, right? Rolo yogurt make you want to run around the floor and go, oh, Rolo, I love you, marry me. But you can't eat that every day. If you took some of this and mixed it with your protein powder, it's not a million miles away. I mean, it's not exact, but it is when you think about what you're giving up and what you're taking in. Because again, with this one, per 100 grams, 63 calories. Won't eat the whole pot. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. Fat, less than 0.5 again, because it's 0% fat. Carbohydrates 4, and protein 10.6. Find me another yogurt that has 10.6 grams of protein in 100 grams. And I mean, there are some yogurts, but I'm talking about the Rolos, the M&Ms, the Maltesers, all these kind of yogurts, the Muller rices, and they're delicious. I understand that, but you mix this with the right stuff, and it's equally as delicious. Now, it is kind of controversial, because some people just don't like them. Some people are just like, I can't eat that stuff. Okay, You don't have to, but if you can mix stuff in with it to the point you do want to eat it, once again, life is changing. Number 7 is protein ice cream. We talked about protein ice cream 100 times before. Hopefully a little card or whatever it's called popped up on the screen. You can go watch me make mine. It's just protein, fruit, and you throw a bunch of other stuff in there and you blend it up. It becomes nice and thick. Some people don't want to make it, and more power to you. Just go and buy Halo Top ice cream. I'm sure there are other brands as well. This is just the one I get because it's everywhere over here in the UK. But look, per 100 grams, 135 calories, 3.9 grams of fat, 22 grams of carbs, and 5.2 grams of protein. So it's not protein ice cream or anything like that. This is for the cookie dough flavor, by the way, because as we all know, cookie dough ice cream is the greatest ice cream of all time. Sometimes when I go to the cinema and they have those Ben & Jerry's scoops and I'm having a cheat day, I will literally go, there's 3 types of cookie dough at Ben & Jerry's. I just say one of that, one of that, one of that, because I'm obsessed with it. But when you compare it to, like, you know, normal ice cream, that's nuts. If you were going to eat the entire pot of ice cream, well, let's face it, we've all done it. I've done it, and I feel ashamed of myself afterwards. It is 360 calories. 360 calories. It's going to be a crime. If one day we figure out or we learn that the Halo Top people got put in jail, it's not going to surprise me. 360 calories. Number 6 is Simon Miller's protein pizza. That's right, I'm throwing it in here. One of my recipes in Greg Doucette's Power 13 cookbook. So if you want to check that out, you can go into the link in the description below. Use the code Simon15. And like I said, I've got 3 recipes in there. One is in my protein pizza. And I tell you this, when it comes to your macro breakdown, it's essentially all protein. That's right. The base is made of chicken, the cheese is made of protein cheese, and then you can kind of fumble around with it however you should so wish. But you see a bunch of pizzas on the internet, when they're very good, I'm not going to lie, but they still have high carbohydrate content. This one, negligible. Almost has no carbs in it. It has a little bit of fat, but even then, if you were going to break it down in percentages, it's basically 95% protein and then 5% of other gubbins. And I actually think, and I mean it, and obviously you've seen how much a fan I am of the protein cheese. Is it as nice as a Pizza Hut? No. Domino's? No. Papa John's? No. Whatever the hell you eat? No. Of course it's not, because that's got a bunch of fat stuck into it. But if you just want a pizza on a Wednesday and you think, I can't possibly eat a pizza on a Wednesday, well, now you can, and that's how you hack your diet. I mean, look at this shit. Following on for that, number 5 is protein chips or protein crisps. These are the one I get. They are Quest Tortilla Star protein chips, nacho cheese flavor. Now, are they very expensive? Absolutely. Are they going to be something you want to eat every day? No, unless you're a millionaire, and good for you. But again, do you actually eat crisps every day? If you do, you probably shouldn't be doing that because there's a lot of bad stuff in crisps. But if you're desperate for crisps, but you think that at least for the short term, your fitness and your health is more important than eating a bag of crisps, you can eat these, because I crap you not. In a bag, there is 140 calories, 6 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs, and 18 grams of protein. Hit Gerald the fitness mascot in the head with the pack of crisps. That's ridiculous. Like, it truly, truly is. And I absolutely love them. I think they taste lovely. If I could marry it, I would, but that would be weird, and I've asked some people and they won't do it. But it's just a great way, again, to hack into this stuff. So if you want nachos and dip, you can go out there and get some healthy dip, or you can make your own. All you really got to do to make guacamole is get an avocado and smash it up and put some nice, like, low-calorie sauce in there. That will taste pretty good. And you can have it with that. You can warm them up. I've never tried it, but I'm sure it will be fine. So once again, nachos on Thursday at 4, right there. Number 4 is any kind of protein bar. That's just one I got out of my cupboard, but it doesn't really mean anything because these are so plentiful nowadays. I don't even really need to sing the plaudits to you. I mean, going back to Greg Doucette, who we mentioned earlier, he makes his own Score protein bars, and when you get into the macronutrients, they are crazy compared to a regular chocolate bar. And this is why you want them on hand. I totally understand cravings. I totally understand sometimes you just want to take a chocolate bar and stick it up your ass, or better, in your face, because that's actually where you're going to get the taste. But if you know you have something else on hand, because sometimes automatically we just reach for these things. We almost get into a habit of doing it. If you change it to reach for a protein bar, even if you go a little bit crazy and have 4 or 5, which you don't want to do because obviously the calories are going to rack up, the fact that the macronutrients are far better for you is going to be a world apart from having 5 Mars bars, or having 5 Snickers, or having 5 Yorkies, or having 5 O. Henrys, or whatever the hell you do indeed want to eat. And that's kind of one of the reasons where sometimes you see these videos and people will say, oh man, it's like 0 calories. Of course it's not 0 calories, and you're still going to have to be smart with what you're doing. But if you do fall off the wagon, and like I say, you binge on the healthy food, aside from the really, really bad food, then not only are you not going to feel as awful the next day, but really, you haven't done yourself that big a disservice as long as you don't do it again. So absolutely embrace protein bars. There's nothing wrong with them. That can even be your daily snack. That can even be a meal. It depends what your goals are, and it depends what you're trying to achieve. Number 3 is PB Fit, or healthy peanut butter. I understand that peanut butter can be good for you, right? It's full of healthy fats. but it also has a crazy amount of calories. And sometimes when you're trying to diet down, peanut butter can sneak in and screw you over a little bit, which is what you don't want, and is also why you should switch to PB Fit. Again, I'll just give you the 100 grams, and then you can go and compare it should you so wish. Now, 100 grams, you have 443 calories, which is so low. I think in like 10 grams of peanut butter, there's like 60 calories, right? So it's already chopping some off. And then you've got 13 grams of fat, 33 grams of carbs, but again, the kicker is that it's 49 grams of protein. So even if maybe you go, well, it's got kind of the same amount of calories, which it doesn't, the fact that so much of this is protein is only going to benefit you because we're all lifting weights and we're all obsessed with protein. We know this. We feel like we should become a protein in order to get the gains and the evolution and the progress that we want. All you do, if you don't know, is you weigh it out and you mix it with water, which means you can choose how smooth or how, not really crunchy, but how thick it is. And I've been having it so long. I mean, sure, sometimes I have old peanut butter. I'm like, okay, I get that it is tastier, but not enough to justify the calories. Like there are some things that I'd never be able to give up and I'd want all the time. Peanut butter isn't one of them. If some weird genie guy came in here right now and went, time and you're going to have to pick peanut butter or PB Fit for life, I was like, what a crappy thing to offer me. But I would give up peanut butter. I truly would, because this is a perfect substitute. That's right. Perfect. Number 2 is diet drinks. Now, I know this is an obvious one, but I throw it in there because I get so many messages with people saying they don't know what to do when it comes to fizzy drinks. Do I get rid of them at all? If I drink a diet drink, is it going to act in the same way as a full fizzy drink? And I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. And I get some people don't like sweetener, right? That's a personal choice you're going to have to make yourself. If right now you haven't started on your fitness journey and you are just drinking a bunch of Coke or a bunch of Fanta or whatever, it's literally a way to save hundreds of calories every day by doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I understand they don't taste exactly the same, but I think Coke especially, you can pick Diet Coke or you can kick Coke Zero. They don't taste a million miles away from regular Coke, and they have basically no calories in them, whereas a can of Coke I think has like over 100, I believe. I haven't had a can of Coke in years. But it's something you can do on the first day before you go to the gym, before you stop eating burgers, before you stop eating pizza. You can just change what you're drinking, and all of a sudden, you're not going to be in a calorie deficit, but your calories are going to be reduced. So never overthink and never overlook what you're putting in your mouth in liquid form. Because I think what many people do is they assume, oh, it's just a drink. That can't have any calories with it. I've got mates that had no idea how many calories are in beer. I was like, dude, you basically just chugged back 500 calories. It was like a McDonald's burger. I'm not saying that you should wreck your life and not do these things, but everything in moderation. And if you're really struggling to give up fizzy drinks, switch to the diet version. Like, let's say there is 150 calories in a can of Coke. It may be more, it may be less, I don't know. But I do know that a Diet Coke essentially has 5 calories in it. You can do the maths. And it means by the end of the week, by the end of 2 weeks, by the end of the month, even if you change nothing else, you're going to be having less calories than you did the month before. And that's how you hack your diet. And in at number 1 is Quark, or Varg. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I do know that nobody talks about it. Now, what is Quark, I hear you ask? Well, it's basically Quark. I still don't really know what Quark is, but it's 93% Quark. But it's this like Scandinavian yogurt thing. But all I know is that when it comes to the per pot serving, it is pretty badass. So it's essentially like a yogurt. That's what it basically is. And it kind of follows the same pattern as a Greek yogurt, but I think it has a different texture. They have different flavors, and I absolutely love it because it's really, really thick. So again, I know some people enjoy eating things, not necessarily for the taste, but the way it feels in their mouth. And this, that sounds a weird thing to say, and this is such a good alternative, it blew my brain. But per portion, you get 89 calories, right? So it's below 100, which is pretty good. There is basically no fat. There's 5.1 grams of carbs, and again, there is 15 grams of protein. And I've got a description up in case you're interested. It is a type of fresh dairy product made by warming soured milk until the desired amount of curdling is met and then straining it. It can be classified as fresh acid-set cheese. Traditional Quark can be made without rennet, but in modern dairy, small quantities of rennet are typically added. So who the hell knows what that, but it kind of falls in, again, to the Greek yogurt thing. It's a little bit like cottage cheese, another great thing you can introduce. But I just feel like with the texture and with the flavors, I mean, there's strawberry, there's chocolate, there's a bunch of them. When you eat it, it's like this feels like a treat, like it truly does. To the point, sometimes I finish a pot and go, maybe I'm going to have another one. And let's say I did. I'm only going up to around 160 calories, which in this crazy video, I've decided is the same with a can of Coke. Let me see what a can of Coke is. Well, according to this, it's 140 calories. So I've absolutely smashed that. And I absolutely want 2 pots of Quark, not pronouncing it right at all, than a can of Coke, especially when I can have my Quark, 2 pots of them. Oh my gosh, I'm having a great day, and have a Coke Zero or a Diet Coke to complement it. So these are the kind of things that you can do. I'm not going to try and pretend that when you have been eating a bunch of junk your entire life, I like calling it junk, but unhealthy food, all of a sudden introducing this crazy health binge isn't going to be a little bit difficult, because of course it is. But that's why you have to use what you have at your disposal. That's what it's there for. You're not cheating. It's perfectly allowed to be done. You're just making some shifts in order to be healthy. And the best things about everything on this list is that they're packed full of protein. Packed full of protein, and that's going to help you in the fitness palace of love, aka the gym. Now, do please leave a comment below and engage, because YouTube algorithm loves all that kind of stuff. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Hit the bell ding ding so you know when other videos are going live. There's another video right there. Give it a click. Again, the Power 13 cookbook, all the information in the description below. Use the code Simon15. Instagram and Twitter is at Simon316. Do come and say hello. Patreon.com/Simon316 if you want to help out that way. You get some rewards. Simon.bigcartel.com for merchandise. New stock will be there soon. Otherwise, you take care of yourself. You take care of that tum-tum of yours, and I'll see you on the next one.